Hello, my name is Andrew Gregory and I'm the Creative Director for ProStyles. ProStyles was formed in 1998 by Richard Knox and Paul Riley, combining an extensive knowledge of hairdressing and, in particular, hair extensions. With over 30 years of experience, our aim was quite simple: to provide the extension operator with the finest quality product, the very best service and the widest possible choice. ProStyles has become the biggest supplier of fibre extensions in the UK market, and we are rapidly expanding our international distribution network, which already encompasses 16 countries. Prohair Fibre Extensions gives you the power to transform your clients with one simple service, giving them a new look that will last for up to 3 months. Create extra length, extra volume, add colour or texture, the choice is yours, and it only takes one stylist. Unlike other extension systems, Prohair Fibre Extensions work without chemicals, leaving your client's hair in the best possible condition while giving you the opportunity to let your creative imagination run free. Prohair Fibre Extensions gives you the freedom to create the hairstyles you've always dreamed of. This is the ProStyles Avant-Garde video. In this video we will demonstrate to you avant-garde texturizing techniques for the Prohair Fibre. These range from commercial hairstyles to show-stopping photographic work. The first style we're going to cover on this video is the classic 3-stem braid. To begin the braid, take a section of the natural hair and divide into 2. Twist each section slightly to keep them separate when you lay the hair down. Next, pick up your Prohair fibre. Here we're using the extra length fibre. Place the centre of the fibre at the root area. Pick up the one piece of the natural hair, cross once. Pick up the natural hair and Prohair together, cross again, and then begin your 3-stem braid. Continue braiding down the hair until you have reached approximately halfway down the length of the natural hair. Once you've reached this point, hold the braid in one hand and split the piece of Prohair fibre into 2. Add one piece of the Prohair to the natural hair and then continue to braid. This will ensure that the ends of the natural hair are caught into the braid and will remain there during the life of the extensions. As you approach the end of the braid, lower the braid down to check that you have reached the desired length. Continue to braid until the required length has been achieved. Then finally, to secure the extension in place, use the tips of the heat clamp. Gently squeeze onto the end of the braid until the loose fibre comes away. So let's see that one more time. Take your Prohair fibre in the centre and place it at the root area of your section. Pick up one piece of the natural hair and cross. Then cross with the natural hair and Prohair together and then continue your 3-stem braid. Once you've braided approximately halfway down the length of the natural hair, split the Prohair fibre into 2 pieces. and add one piece to the natural hair. Then continue your braid to the desired length. As you're braiding, small pieces of fibre will flick off along the length. Don't worry about this, in a moment we'll show you a technique to get rid of it. Heat seal the end of the extension using your heat clamp until the end of the braid comes away. When beginning your 3-stem braid, it's very important that the first cross is with the natural hair on its own, as this will lock the fibre into place. If you find as you begin the braid that the braid slides down the natural hair, simply push the braid back towards the root area using your thumbs and fingers, then continue to braid. Braid approximately halfway down the length of the natural hair. Once you've reached this point, split the Prohair fibre into two, add the Prohair to the natural hair, and then continue to braid. When you've completed your braids, simply use a pair of clippers, run parallel along the surface of the braid to remove any stray pieces of Prohair fibre. Keep the clippers very flat to the surface of the braid, as you don't want to chop into the braid that you have just created. Next, I'd like to show you one of the more extreme textures on the video. This is what we call back-combed braids. It's a variation on the technique which you have just seen. The back-combed braids are first applied using our basic extension technique. 3 extensions will be applied in a triangular pattern. Here you can see the Prohair fibre has been wrapped around the section clip and secured to the head. Next, the Prohair fibre is split into 2. One piece is added to the natural hair, and that gives us our 3 pieces for our basic braid. Then braid for approximately 4 centimeters, and then a small amount of Pro Gum is applied to the braid. The loose piece of fibre is then wrapped around the braid, covering it completely. As you can see, this is a slightly larger extension than you're used to working with, and will take slightly longer to heat seal. It will take approximately 15 to 20 seconds. Once the 3 extensions have been applied, each extension is then backcombed very loosely. The fluffier the texture of the backcombing, the larger the finished result. Here you can see Helen is backcombing the fibre very loosely, and you can see quite clearly how fluffy the texture is. This is repeated on all 3 extensions. Here you can clearly see the triangular pattern which the extensions have been applied. So here you can see the final extension being backcombed. By using 3 contrasting colours, the finished result will show the braid more clearly. Take the 3 backcombed extensions and braid them together, being careful not to put too much tension on the root area. The whole braid should be loose and separate. Continue the braid until you have reached the desired length. Once the desired length has been achieved, use the tips of the heat clamp to heat seal the end of the braid. Do not heat seal the loose fibre off. This will give you a much more interesting texture on the finished look. Here we have another 3 extensions which have been backcombed. Once you begin to braid, ensure that you do not braid too tightly at the root area, as this will drag the sections of natural hair together and will cause discomfort to your client. Continue braiding in a very loose fashion to create the backcombed braid look. Okay, now time for another texture, what we call twists. It's a smooth texture and is